Hello students, we are here on chapter 13, The Great Indians. India has the rare distinction of producing many great Indian men and women. Many of them have received appreciation for their work in science, literature, education and art from all over the world. In this chapter, we are going to study about some of those men. So the first is Sushruta. He was an ancient Indian surgeon and one of the principal contributors to the ancient art of science and technology and the science of Ayurveda, to be more specific. Sushruta's collecting writings are known as Sushruta Samhita, in which he described over 300 surgical procedures, 120 surgical instruments, and 8 categories of human surgery. Because of his seminal and numerous contributions to the science and art of surgery, he is known as the father of the surgery. Next is Kalidas. He was renowned classical Sanskrit writer, widely regarded as the greatest poet and dramatist in the Sanskrit language. His flourish cannot be dated with precision, but most likely falls with 4th century AD. Then we have Rabindranath Tagore. He was a Bengali polymath who reshaped his religions, literature, and music. He was the author of Gitanjali. He became the first non European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. In translation, his poetry was viewed as spiritual and mercurial. His seemingly mesmeric personality, flowing hair, and other worldly dress earned him like a prophet like a reputation in the West. He started a school which is known as Shantiniketan and it is known as Vishwa Bharati University. उसके बाद है चंद्रशेखर वेंकटरामन 7 नवंबर 1888 में एक स्मॉल तमिलनाडु के विलेज में वो बॉर्न हुए थे. He was an Indian psychist whose work was influential in growth of science in India. He was the recipient of Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930 for the discovery that when light travels a transparent material, some of the light deflects, changes in wavelength. This effect is known as Raman scattering or as Raman effect. Then we have our great leader Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He was born on 25th December 1924 and he was an Indian statesman and 10th Prime Minister of India. In Parliament for over 4 decades, Vajpayee was elected to the Lok Sabha and a record 9 times and twice to the Rajya Sabha. When Janata government collapsed, Vajpayee merged his entire party into a fresh party and named it as Bharatiya Janata Party. Then we have Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. He was born on 24th April 1973 and he is the Indian cricketer and he is widely known as one of the greatest batsmen of his all time. Then in 2002, just 12 years into his career, Wyden ranked him the second greatest batsman of all time. In this entire paragraph, you can just see about the details for him. Then we have Awal Pakir Janbil Abdul Kalam. Then there was Abdul Kalam, who was usually referred to as AP. Abdul Kalam was born as 15th October 1931. He is also known as the Missile Man of India. He is an Indian scientist and administrator who served as the 11th President of India. Kalam was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, studied physics at the St. Joseph College, Tiruchirappalli, and aerospace engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology. He is one of the only Indian scientists after C.V. Raman to get Bharat Ratna Award. In a period of 14 years, he lived up to the missiles like Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Akash, and Nag. He had designed the state-of-the-art electronic warfare system. Dr. Kalam loves reading and enjoys classical music. Then we have Lata Mangeshkar. She was born on 28 September 1929 and she is an Indian singer and occasional music composer. She is one of the best known and most respected playback singer in India. Mangeshkar's career started in 1942 and has spanned over 6.5 decades. So she has recorded songs for over 1,000 Hindi films and has sung various songs for the Hindi Bollywood. She is the elder sister of singer Asha Bhosle, Indranath Mangeshkar and Usha Mangeshkar. Then we have Mrs. Subbulakshmi, who is known as classical singer and was given the prestigious award of Bharat Ratna for her classical contribution in the Carnatic music. Earlier, Carnatic classical music was dominated by men only, but Miss Subbulakshmi grew up in an environment full of music, beats, and rhythm. Her father was a veena player, and her mother taught her music right from her childhood. Then she practiced for hours every day to attain perfection in her singing. She even contributed in feature films produced by her husband. Devotional songs sung by her in the film Meera were highly appreciated. So, here in this list, we can see the various awards that she has received. Then we have Sarojini Naidu, who is also known as the Nightingale of the Earth. She was an active participant in the freedom struggle movement and was the second Indian woman to become the president of Indian National Congress. Her birthday is celebrated as Women's Day in India, and her most famous work are Golden Threshold, Bird of Time, and Broken Wing. Then we have Mother Teresa. She was born on 26 August 1910 in Macedonia, and she was an Albanian Roman Catholic nun. She came to India in 1929 and was a teacher in Kolkata for several years. Mother Teresa उन्होंने Missionaries of Charity found किया and a Roman Catholic religious congregation which is in 2012 consisted of over 4,500 sisters and is active in 133 countries. Members of the other must adhere to this vow of chastity, poverty, and obedience. The missionaries of charity at the time of her death had 610 missions in 123 countries. So, what are the points to be remembered? India has saved distinctions of producing many great Indians, and some of them were Shushruta, Kalidas, Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Abdul Kalam, Lata Mangeshkar, Subbu Lakshmi, and many more. I hope you had a great learning, and I will see you in the next chapter.